Have you ever felt like reality is not what it seems? That there is a hidden layer beneath the noise of everyday life, an invisible architecture of energy, consciousness, and infinite potential? Imagine for a moment that you are not just a person walking through life, but a quantum node of awareness, chosen to awaken to something far more vast. This is not fantasy. This is the truth that has been whispered through sacred traditions for millennia, now corroborated by the frontiers of quantum physics. That consciousness influences matter, and that your soul, your essence, has the power to bend reality itself. In this journey, we explore the 7 quantum miracles the Omega level chosen one can trigger instantly. And if you're here, perhaps you are beginning to remember that you were always meant to be one of them. We begin not with external miracles, but with the inner rupture. The moment the veil splits, when you are no longer satisfied with surface-level existence. Maybe it started with a loss, or a dream too vivid to ignore. Maybe you stared into the mirror one day and saw a stranger or a spark. That moment of rupture is the first threshold. It is the gateway into becoming the Omega level chosen one, the being who has not only remembered their divine origin, but dares to wield the dormant quantum faculties encoded into their soul. The first miracle is not something flashy. It is the miracle of remembrance, the ignition of sacred memory buried beneath layers of programming. To remember is to reclaim. When you remember that you are not separate from the universe, you begin to feel the ancient hum of what some call source, others the quantum field, and others still, God. This field is not out there, it is within you. And when we speak of miracles, we must first redefine them. Miracles are not violations of natural law. They are expressions of higher laws that the sleeping masses are not yet aware of. The Omega level chosen one is not bound by Newtonian rigidity, but flows in the dance of quantum fluidity, where intention, emotion, and alignment bend probability. So how do we trigger the first quantum miracle? You must disengage from the false identity, the ego shell constructed by trauma, repetition, and societal programming. Sit with this question: who am I when I am not my name, my past, my story? Let it disturb you. Let it unravel you. The first miracle emerges in that sacred disintegration, when the persona collapses and pure awareness rises like a silent flame. And in that flame, synchronicities begin happening. People you haven't heard from in years call you. You think of something and it happens. These are not coincidences. They are the ripples of your awakening. The second miracle is energetic sovereignty. As you ascend into awareness, you realize that energy is the true currency of reality. All things are patterns of vibration, and you are a tuning fork. When you walk into a room and feel drained, it's because your field is open. When you feel on fire after walking in nature, it's because your field is recharging. The Omega level chosen one begins to see energy before form. They no longer ask, "Is this good or bad?" but instead inquire, "Is this in resonance or dissonance with my highest frequency?" Do you guard your energy like you guard your time or money? You must, because miracle workers do not operate from depletion, they radiate from overflow.
Click subscribe to this channel to get more profound insights.
The third miracle is timeline manipulation. This is where things begin to stretch the mind. In the quantum field, time is not linear. It's more like a spiral or a web of infinite versions of you, all existing simultaneously. The Omega level chosen one can align with higher timelines by tuning into the frequency of the version of themselves who has already healed, already succeeded, already awakened. This is not imagination, it is quantum communion. The question is, can you feel the version of you who already lives in peace, abundance, love? Can you breathe like them, move like them? Because once you do, you collapse the waveform into reality. You shift timelines not by force, but by resonance. As we move deeper, the fourth miracle is emotional alchemy. Emotions are not nuisances. They are sacred messengers. Fear is not your enemy, it is a compass. Grief is not a wound, it is a portal. The Omega level chosen one does not suppress emotions, they transmute them. They know that every emotion has a frequency. Shame is dense. Joy is light. But what if you could feel shame without becoming it? What if you could witness your anger without acting it out? That is emotional sovereignty, and it is miraculous. Because when you master your inner weather, storms no longer control you. You become the calm eye, the still point in the chaos. At this point, you may be asking yourself, if this is true, why doesn't everyone access these miracles? The answer is simple yet profound. Most are still asleep, not in a derogatory sense, but in the sense of being unconscious. They are hypnotized by the outer world, distracted by the noise, and disconnected from the inner silence where truth speaks. The Omega level chosen one is not better, they are simply willing. Willing to feel what others avoid. Willing to sit in silence while others chase noise. Willing to see through the illusion. And in that willingness, miracles occur. The fifth miracle is quantum communication. This is the ability to send and receive information across time and space through the subtle frequencies of the heart and mind. Have you ever thought of someone and they immediately reached out? Have you felt a wave of peace during meditation, only to later find out a loved one was praying for you? These are not anomalies, they are echoes of your latent power. The chosen one hones this through meditation, through intention, through emotional coherence. They no longer need to speak to be heard. Their presence becomes a transmission. Now let us pause here and ask a question so deep it may echo in your soul. What if your entire life, every joy, every grief, every moment of despair was precisely orchestrated to awaken you to this moment? What if your heartbreak was not a failure but a key? What if the pain you feared was the fire that forged your gift? Can you see it now? Can you feel the intelligence behind it? This is not spiritual fluff, this is spiritual physics. Nothing is wasted in the quantum field. Everything is data, everything is energy, everything is usable. The Omega level chosen one sees patterns where others see problems. They decode the symbols of life like a sacred text. The sixth miracle is reality bending through coherent intention. This is the science and soul of manifestation, far beyond vision boards or affirmations. When your thoughts, emotions, and energy are aligned coherent, you become a magnet for quantum outcomes. But most people scatter their energy. They want peace, but they think in fear. They desire love, but operate in self-loathing. The chosen one brings all parts of themselves into resonance. They speak, feel, and act as one. And in that unity, matter bends, opportunities appear, obstacles dissolve, time stretches, reality listens. The seventh miracle, the one that perhaps only a handful on earth truly embody, is quantum compassion. This is not pity or passive love. It is the fierce, radiant power of seeing divinity in all, even in the broken, even in the betrayer, even in the shadow. The Omega level chosen one does not separate light and dark, they integrate. They do not fight the darkness, they illuminate it. And in doing so, they heal not just themselves, but entire lineages, communities, and timelines. This is the miracle of presence, the ability to be so fully here, so deeply available, that your very being becomes a sanctuary for others. And so now we arrive at a threshold. You've felt the call. You've glimpsed the map. But the path forward is not theoretical, it is experiential. You must walk it. You must feel it. You must embody it. Will you choose to remember who you are? Will you step into the sacred fire of transformation and claim your birthright as an Omega level chosen one? As we cross into the deeper phase of this journey, we must understand that becoming an Omega level chosen one is not about acquiring power, it is about accessing what was always yours. The illusion that you are separate from the quantum field, from source, from the divine architecture of all things, that is the only thing that ever blocked the miracles. Now that the veil has begun to tear, something powerful is happening inside you. You are not just learning information, you are undergoing initiation. And with every breath, you are being invited to step into a higher octave of reality where miracles are not rare events, but the natural outcome of alignment with truth. But this initiation comes with sacred trials. The universe does not test you to punish you, it reveals you to yourself. The moment you begin to walk in your power, the shadows of unworthiness, doubt, fear, and old programming begin to rise. Why? Because they must be seen and loved into light. The Omega level chosen one knows this, that the fire is not the enemy. The fire is the purifier. The fire is the alchemist. And unless you are willing to walk through the fire of your own transformation, you cannot carry the authority to bend reality with grace and humility. Let's pause here for a moment and ask a question that may shake you to your core. What if your greatest suffering was not a mistake, but a sacred initiation into your miracle-making power? Can you sit with that? Can you begin to see your past not as a series of failures, but as encoded instructions, each wound, each betrayal, each fall guiding you home to your true self? The chosen ones are not chosen because they were spared from pain, they are chosen because they alchemized it. They turned pain into presence, trauma into truth, and wounds into wisdom. This is the miracle of inner transmutation. Now let's go deeper into the mechanics of quantum miracles. Every miracle begins in the unseen. Your thoughts are not just private musings, they are energetic blueprints. Your emotions are not just fleeting feelings, they are frequency signals. And your intentions are not mere wishes, they are commands sent into the quantum field. The Omega level chosen one understands that reality is not solid, it is malleable. It responds to consciousness, but only coherent consciousness. Only the consciousness of someone who is whole, aligned, and emotionally integrated. Fragmented energy produces fragmented results. Miracles flow where coherence lives. So what is coherence really? It is the state of harmony between heart, mind, body, and soul. When your heart desires something, your mind believes it, your body feels it, and your soul is aligned with it. The quantum field responds with speed and precision. But most people are split. They say they want love, but they expect abandonment. They say they want wealth, but they fear success. The Omega level chosen one does not bypass these contradictions, they heal them. They bring their unconscious into the light. They sit with their fears until those fears reveal the deeper truth, that nothing real can be threatened, and nothing unreal exists. You are not here to chase miracles. You are here to become the miracle. And that means embodying a level of integrity most are afraid of. Integrity is not just about morality, it's about energetic alignment. When your inner world matches your outer expression, your field becomes magnetic. People feel it. Animals respond to it. Nature synchronizes with it. Can you feel what happens when someone walks into a room and carries the energy of truth? That is the power of alignment. And that is your next miracle, not something you do, but something you are. Now consider this. What if prayer was not just a request, but a technology? What if gratitude was not just a nice feeling, but a frequency that reorganizes matter? These are not metaphors. They are quantum principles. The Omega level chosen one uses these tools not to manipulate reality, but to honor it. Prayer becomes a dialogue with the field. Gratitude becomes a tuning fork. Forgiveness becomes a vibrational cleanser. Every action is encoded with energy. Every word is a spell. Every thought is a vibration. You are not a spectator, you are a creator. And with this realization comes the miracle of quantum choice. You realize that every moment is a fork in the road. You can choose from fear, or you can choose from love. You can choose to repeat the past, or you can choose to create a new timeline. You can choose to stay small, or you can choose to expand. And with each choice, you either reinforce the old self or summon the new self. The Omega level chosen one chooses consciously. They do not wait for the external world to change, they become the change and watch the world mirror it back. This brings us to one of the most important and dangerous truths. You are always manifesting. The question is not whether you are a creator, but whether you are creating consciously or unconsciously. The Omega level chosen one takes radical responsibility for their field. They stop blaming, they stop projecting, they stop outsourcing their power. They know that if they want to change the world, they must first change the self, because the outer is only ever a reflection of the inner. Do you want more peace? Then become the frequency of peace. Do you want more abundance? Then become the frequency of abundance. This is not theory, it is law. But here's the paradox. The more you align with truth, the more the false world resists you. Friends may fall away. Systems may reject you. The old world will try to pull you back. Why? Because your light disrupts the illusion. The Omega level chosen one must walk through this lonely valley with faith. They must be willing to be misunderstood, even ridiculed. But they do not collapse. They shine brighter. Because they know they are not here to fit in, they are here to transform the field. And transformation is always disruptive before it is beautiful. Let's talk about miracle frequency. This is the vibrational bandwidth where miracles happen as a side effect of your state of being. It is not something you force, it is something you tune into. You must ask yourself daily, what frequency am I operating from? Is it fear, control, lack, or is it trust, surrender, and expansion? The Omega level chosen one learns to feel frequency like a musician hears tone. They become masters of subtle energy. They know how to shift with breath, with thought, with presence. They are no longer reactive, they are responsive. And in that responsiveness, the field obeys. Now let us return to the body, the sacred vessel. Your body is not an obstacle to enlightenment, it is the temple of it. Every cell is a quantum antenna. Every organ stores memory. Every breath is a portal. The Omega level chosen one does not abandon the body in pursuit of spirit. They embody spirit in every cell. They treat food as frequency, movement as medicine, rest as recalibration, because they know that the body is not just a vehicle, it is an instrument. And when tuned, it becomes a conduit for miracles. Do you speak to your body with love? Do you listen when it whispers, or do you wait until it screams? The miracle of embodiment is not about perfection, it's about presence. Are you fully here, or are you half absent in your own life? The chosen ones do not escape this world, they sanctify it. They bring heaven to earth through every conscious breath, every sacred act. They do not float, they root. And in that rooting, they gain access to miraculous stability in a chaotic world. One of the final miracles we'll explore in this part is spiritual invincibility. This does not mean you never feel pain, it means you are no longer ruled by it. It means you can walk through storms and remain centered. It means you can be betrayed and still choose love. It means you can lose everything and still know you are whole. This is not denial, it is divine remembrance. The Omega level chosen one remembers that nothing external can define them, that their identity is not based on form but on formless truth. And in that remembrance, nothing can truly harm them. So here we are. You've walked through fire. You've seen the mechanics of miracles. You've realized that you are not a victim of reality but the sculptor of it. And now, another question rises. Will you live as if the miracle is already here? Will you speak, act, and love as though you are already healed, already whole, already chosen? Because the quantum field does not respond to what you want, it responds to who you are. And when you become the miracle, the world has no choice but to reflect it. Now we arrive at the most sacred dimension of this journey, not the theory of miracles, not the initiation into power, but the embodiment of it. This is where so few dare to walk, yet it is the path of those who truly shift the collective. The Omega level chosen one does not just trigger miracles, they live them. They become walking temples of presence. Their very existence becomes a transmission, and everything they touch begins to shift into higher order. But here is the great paradox. They do not seek to be special. They seek only to be true. And in that truth, the miraculous becomes ordinary, and the ordinary becomes divine. At this level, you begin to notice something truly mystical. You are no longer the one doing. You are being done. Life flows through you. Ideas arrive from nowhere. Healing happens through you, not by you. The Omega level chosen one becomes a hollow bone, a sacred vessel through which the intelligence of the universe expresses itself. But this emptiness is not void, it is fullness in disguise. You are no longer driven by egoic ambition, but by soul-level guidance. You act when moved. You rest when called. You are in rhythm with the deeper pulse of existence. This is the miracle of quantum surrender, a concept many misunderstand. Surrender is not giving up. It is giving over your small identity into the vastness of divine intelligence. It is trusting the inner whisper more than the outer noise. It is knowing that the mind plans, but the soul knows. The Omega level chosen one does not cling to outcomes. They align with essence. And in that alignment, doors open without effort. People appear without searching. Resources arrive without struggle. This is not magic, it is mastery. Mastery of the self, mastery of surrender, mastery of the field. But with great power comes great responsibility. The Omega level chosen one knows that their field affects others. They walk with awareness. They speak with intention. They create with reverence. Because once you realize that you are a living field of influence, an energetic sun radiating frequencies, you can no longer pretend to be insignificant. Every word you speak is a spell. Every thought is a seed. Every emotion is a ripple. The question becomes, what are you creating with your presence? Are you broadcasting fear or faith? Are you anchoring love or scarcity? Because the world is listening. You begin to see that every interaction is sacred. The way you greet a stranger, the way you speak to a child, the way you treat someone who can do nothing for you. These are not small acts. They are quantum codes. And when you move through the world with this level of presence, you awaken others without saying a word. This is the miracle of energetic transmission. You become the permission slip others didn't know they needed. You become the evidence that it's possible, not because you preach, but because you are. Your life becomes the sermon. Your presence becomes the prophecy fulfilled. And so you begin to live in a different rhythm than the world. You no longer chase time, you bend it. You no longer fear death, you understand it as a doorway. You no longer seek validation, you have become self-sourcing. The Omega level chosen one is not immune to pain, but they are liberated from its control. They feel deeply, but they are not defined by emotion. They move through grief, loss, and shadow with grace, not because they are superior, but because they have seen the truth. All things are working for awakening, even the hard things, especially the hard things. Let's ask a question now that few dare to ask. What if you were never meant to fit into this world? What if your strangeness, your sensitivity, your depth were not flaws but features? What if you were designed to disrupt, to awaken, to remember ahead of the curve? Can you accept that your very being challenges the status quo? That your frequency is a threat to the systems built on fear and conformity? The Omega level chosen one does not apologize for their light. They honor it. They protect it. They embody it. And in doing so, they liberate others to do the same. This is where the seventh quantum miracle evolves into something even more powerful: collective coherence. You begin to realize that your personal alignment affects far more than your own life. It creates ripples in the morphogenetic field of humanity. When one person heals, they shift the timeline for their lineage. When one person awakens, they become a lighthouse for others. And when enough chosen ones come into coherence, the entire species begins to evolve. This is not theory. This is quantum law. Coherence is contagious. And you are the catalyst. So how do you sustain this path? How do you stay grounded in the miraculous when life still throws its storms at you? The answer is simple but not easy. Devotion. Not to a dogma or tradition, but to truth. To love. To presence. The Omega-level chosen one lives in devotion to the real. They create rituals that anchor them. They nourish their body. They protect their energy. They seek silence as much as inspiration. They know that enlightenment is not a peak, it is a practice. And they return again and again to the altar of now. You begin to see synchronicity as a language. You learn to read reality like scripture. Every encounter becomes a message. Every delay becomes a redirection. Every challenge becomes a refinement. You no longer ask, why is this happening to me? You ask, what is this trying to show me? This shift in perception is the ultimate miracle. Because when your lens changes, your world changes. When your awareness sharpens, your reality reorganizes. You are no longer bound by circumstance, you are liberated by consciousness. And perhaps the most humbling realization of all is this: none of this was ever about you alone. Yes, you are chosen. Yes, you are powerful. But your power is not for self-glorification, it is for service. The Omega-level chosen one becomes a bridge between dimensions, between the old world and the new, between the seen and unseen. They are here to midwife a new reality, one where love is law, where truth is currency, where miracles are normal. And they do this not through force, but through frequency. So now, at the end of this sacred transmission, I offer you one final question. Will you choose to live as who you truly are, even if the world does not yet understand you? Will you choose alignment over approval, presence over performance, truth over comfort? Because the moment you say yes, not just in mind, but in soul, the quantum field begins to rearrange itself in your favor. The miracles begin to move. The path begins to reveal itself, and you step forward not as a seeker, but as a seer. Not as a victim of fate, but as a co-author of reality. You are not here to survive, you are here to transcend. You are not here to conform, you are here to awaken. And you are not here to chase miracles, you are here to become the miracle that this world has been waiting for.